Now that brings us to our next topic. Is most stress self-inflicted? Are we making life harder than it has to be? Whether it's relationships, money, or personal struggles, how much of the pressure we feel is actually within our control? Let's dive into that topic. Self-inflicted stress.
Yes.
How you feel about that?
Well, what made me think about this topic was kind of piggybacking off of the previous two, in that, stress seems to be what's fueling this gender war. And if we have this gender war, then that means that we're not able to build nuclear households, which means that our ability to build generational wealth is going to be stifled. It's like we're being an enemy to our own progress. And so then like I said, thinking about coming from a health perspective, it's like, well, what's really the impact of stress on all this? And so when we just kind of, again, we want to define it, start with our definitions. So as we see here, distress is a natural, physiological, and psychological response to perceived or real threats or challenges. And the word to me that sticks out in this definition is perceived.
Right.
Perceived. So it is possible for someone to be stressed out simply because of how they are perceiving something.
Right. They say stress can be both self-inflicted and externally imposed, depending on the situation and how we perceive and respond to challenges. Right. So that perception is like, yeah.
So our perception matters when it comes to stress. Here's another one from the APA real quick. It says stress is a normal reaction to everyday pressures, but can become unhealthy when it upsets your day-to-day functioning. And that's why I wanted to discuss this, because it seems to me that a lot of people are stressed out over perceived threats. Not real threats, but just perceived. So things that aren't even happening. Things that never happened, just things that they thought about. That's it. It's just the thought alone is stressing. It just has them stressed out.
I got a list of some self-inflicted stress.
Okay.
Number one, they say overthinking and negative self-talk. Dwelling on worst-case scenarios or past mistakes can create unnecessary anxiety.
Yeah.
So always thinking about the past, or what stood out to me, tiny or should. That's what they talking about. What should, like, because you think what should have happened, what shouldn't have happened, and then that puts you on this whole mindset of being anxious and having anxiety and
abrupt
and you like tense,
apprehensive,
you all tense and like, oh shit, like I should have did this, I should have did that, boom, boom, boom.
And now to piggyback back on last week's topic. Moving on from critical race theory and reliving that horror story of slavery and racism.
Overthinking.
Stress.
And negative self-talk.
Stress.
Number two, perfectionism. Setting unrealistic expectations for yourself can lead to frustration and burnout.
Case in point, he has to be 6 feet, 6 figures, 6. And if I don't get that, but again, baby, you are stressing yourself out.
Yeah.
Over perfection.
Yeah.
And it's never going to happen.
and setting yourself up to miss probably the person that's ideal for you.
But even the fellas, like, oh, she got to be Victoria's Secret model. She got to be a virgin. She got to be as pure as white as snow. But it's like, bro, like that doesn't exist. Stop stressing yourself out.
That part. Number three, poor time management. Procrastination or overcommitting to tasks can create overwhelming pressure. That was a great point. Like, I
remember that in college.
Yeah. I learned that in college too when they taught us time management. Like, time management is important, because now that you faced with a deadline that's due in the next 3 hours or tomorrow, and then life happens. Now it's like, I don't know what to do, and now you're snapping on people that surround you, and just going out of control. Number four, unhealthy comparisons. This was a good one. Constantly measuring yourself against others, especially on social media, can cause self-imposed stress.
Case in point. Oh man, I saw Lil Tay Tay. He got the new Lexus on Dubs. Oh man, he think he better than me. I gotta show him. Let me go. I gotta go work a double, triple shift overtime so I can get my paper up. But now you stressing yourself out trying to compare yourself to little Tay Tay.
And then sometimes they don't even go that far to say, or let me work extra. Because I would think that's a good way to think. Like, okay, if that's what you want, you need to do something. But then you have those people that go through social media and see people that have, the people that's taking the pictures in the jets or they jet setting,
which
or
is
vacationing.
All the stage, might I add.
And then they're sitting there, start the negative self talk.
Mm-hmm.
And
stressing yourself out,
right? And then you sitting there like, damn, my life ain't like that. I ain't shit. I don't go nowhere. I ain't ever do this. Like, and then it's like, stop comparing yourself to social media, because it's all a facade anyway on social media.
That's what I was gonna say. Whole time they just renting out the jet set at the local studio.
Yeah,
for $100 an hour.
And I had told somebody about my social media that I'll share, because I don't care. Anything I post is something that I sit there and I plan to post it or whatever the case may be. It's like my best times and fun times, I don't even post. So if I'm out on vacation and if you see me post something, no, that's just something that I had, because when I'm having my most fun, those moments don't even get posted, because I ain't thinking about my phone.
Yeah, you're in the moment, right?
So that's why. So me, living like that, I noticed I look at other people's stuff like that. Like, I could really see how people stage photos, and they stand them there before they start walking into the frame, or they try to make it seem like they here and there. I was like, that's crazy.
So basically, they just be stressing themselves out trying to get the perfect shot.
Trying to get the perfect shot instead of just enjoying it. And whatever you got in your phone that you could post it. If not, but that's how I am. Like, whatever I got in my phone, like if I'm like,
so you don't let it stress you out.
Hell no, because I don't like nobody knowing who I'm with and where I'm at anyway. So therefore, like, so if I just do something, it's like just like if I'm on live, I do a lot of live feed where it's just like, you'll see that, you see what I'm doing. But any stage shit, perfect setting, I'm not doing it.
We can tell it's staged.
Right.
And anyway, we can tell you stressed yourself out a lot just to get that stage shot.
Like I said,
don't stress yourself out.
When I'm having my best times, my phone ain't on my mind. That's for sure. And the last one that says lack of boundaries. Saying yes to everything and not setting limits can lead to emotional exhaustion.
I agree.
And that's because I had to realize that because I went through a phase of like just trying to help a lot of people and saying yes. And if someone asks me something, I try to always be there.
I got it.
Because I understand what it. I know the hurtfulness of a no. Growing up, not having everything that you wanted or what you thought you should have or what your fellow classmates and stuff had. So when you asked for it and then got told no, that hurted me coming up, and I think it hurts all people coming up. But I had to realize, like, I gotta have some boundaries.
Yes,
I can't just be. You can't save everybody. You can't help everybody.
You end up stressing yourself out by trying to help everybody else out.
And then they turn out to be
ungrateful. Not
ungrateful, but they turned out in some instance, in one of the things that I'm going through, they turned out to be someone that said, "Fuck you," after you done helped them. And then
that would be ungrateful in my book.
Now it's time for them. I think it's worse than ungrateful.
Oh well, because there it is too. I'll rock with that.
I think it's worse because I think ungrateful could be, I could pay you back your money, and still be ungrateful about it.
Okay,
but I get my, you pay your money back, and it's like, But I think in this instance, this motherfucker didn't pay me my money back that I, loaned to them.
Selling my seat for this one
to help them. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it was like, oh my God, and through that journey, and
so
through
now
that,
you feel like they played you.
They did.
They did play.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Now I gotta, get attorney and go to court and all this shit because I'm gonna get mine at the end of the day.
We go get it.
And it's just, I hate the fact that I got to go through all this just for trying to help somebody out.
So now you got unnecessary stress having to hire a lawyer, going through the process.
Yeah.
Because you tried to help somebody out.
And then it was a substantial amount of money. So now that fucked up my finances, and now I'm incurring extra interest on certain amounts, and it fucked my whole you know, my whole credit
Threw a
rating
whole monkey wrench in your
through a whole monkey wrench. And so through that, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's what I learned about the tyranny of shit that helped me get through that situation. You know, it's like, what's next? Now I got to come out of this knowing what I shouldn't have done and what I won't be doing. I came out of that knowing what wasn't the right thing to do, and I've learned, and I came out of it better. And you know, I'm moving forward, you know, to what's next, knowing that, you know, you can't help everybody. You got to have boundaries, and you got to know how to say no.
Yeah.
Even if you can help them, you just can't.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just to not cut his wisdom, he was just on my tip. Pause for tsunami.
What'd I say?
I believe the word is tyranny, not tyranny. So that's why I be saying, that's why I be just letting this stuff slide a lot of the times, because I know when I mess up, or if I do mess up.
What I say, the tyranny of shit?
No, you said the
tyranny.
It's well, to my understanding, the word is tyranny.
I mean, we can always.
But I know what you. I know what you. Yeah, I mean,
we can always pull it up and
let's pull it up real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Let's
what's the phonetics of it is.
Yeah, let's pull it up real quick. Tyranny.
And what did I say? I said
tyranny.
I'm sure that's not it. I'm probably wrong.
So, what does it say, ladies and gentlemen?
Tyranny.
So he said. I said tyranny. You said so. Yeah, so it's tyranny or shit.
I said tyranny.
Yeah, you said tyranny.
My bad. Like I said,
even we not flawless, y'all. We make mistakes all the time. So you done seen both of us make a language mistake today, but like you said, we work together. We were able to move forward.
Right. So, thanks for that correct pronunciation of tyranny of the tyranny.
Yeah,
not tyranny. But tyranny is a word, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Tomato, potato.
Is it just
that's why I said
tomato. Okay.
Tsunami Tucson.
No.
You said no.
No.
Oh my God.
I got a friend named Tosha, right? And she spelled her name Ptosha. The P is silent. And if you call her Patosha, she would have a fit. Shout out to you, Toast. So yeah, so when those letters are silent, it's important.
So maybe that's what it is. Them silent letters.
Yeah,
that's what it is. They just them silent letters. But anyway, back to stress. Sometimes you just gotta laugh though. You know what I mean? That's a great stress reliever. I've learned. But ultimately to bring it back to your point, you know, a lot of stress is just due to perceived threats. It's not even stuff that's really happening. Because
I want to say to the perceived aspect of it, there's enough external imposed stress that we don't have any control over.
Exactly.
Life is going to give us enough opportunities and moments where we have no control over it. Like, I got a list of some externally exposed stress: work and financial pressure, you know, deadlines, job demands. The financial struggles can create unavoidable stress. Health issues, having chronic illnesses or pain or unexpected medical conditions contributes to stress. Family and relationship problems, conflict, breakups, or loss of a loved one can significantly impact mental well-being. Societal expectations, cultural or societal pressures to conform to specific roles or standards can be stressful. And uncontrollable events like natural disasters, accidents, or unexpected life changes can cause stress beyond one's control. There's a lot of things that's going to come that's stressful that we cannot control. So let's make sure we have the mental capacity to deal with them and not be all caught up in stuff of the things we can control. That's self-inflicted.
So to give you guys an idea of what I mean by perceived threats, there's a video of a young man. He's in class and he's just having a discussion. Seems like they're talking about the recent, presidential election and some of Trump's policies. And so he's asking the class something around, what rights is Trump taking away, and why do you need abortion, things of that nature. So let's go.
Also said publicly, he's not going to do no president.
He's a liar. Do you believe him?
And he said,
nigga,
y'all only want Kamala Harris.
Your body, my choice. That's what did.
Why do you need an abortion? Why do you care about abortion? You're in high school.
It doesn't matter.
You're in high school.
Women get pregnant. Women our ages get pregnant.
Is you getting pregnant? Is you getting pregnant? Did you get pregnant once?
I shouldn't have to fear that though.
Are you even He's probably a virgin.
So the reason why that video stuck out to me in light of this discussion about stress is because it's like the young lady that she was off camera, you didn't see her, but she was stressing herself out over a perceived threat. And my question to her is like, what threat did you perceive by him asking, or y'all having that line in the questioning? Like, what was the threat? Like, what was you perceiving that made you stress yourself out to the point where you start boo-hoo crying in class?
Being a virgin, being young, not even having sex.
Yeah.
And she's challenged by the perception of abortions.
Yeah.
And not even realizing that she's so overwhelmed, not even listening to, because like the young man said, he wasn't taking it away from them. He wasn't banning it. It was just, the decision was left to the individual states or whatever the case may be. And so she's like going batshit crazy. Like, I shouldn't have to grow up fearful of that. Like,
I mean, it's like, why are we even? But I think you brought this up off camera though. But it's like, why are you even worried about an abortion in high school, or even having one in your? And to me, that's what I be talking about when I say people wonder why we don't have the same relationships as our grandparents did. But it's like our grandparents had a different set of values. Like, I doubt that our grandparents would be having that type of discussion. Our grandmothers specifically will be having a discussion in high school about crying about an abortion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, our grandmothers would not be having that type of discussion. They'll be talking about having a family, starting a family, or having kids, and doing whatever they was doing. So it's like, a lot of the stress that we put ourselves through is just purely from perceived threats, not things that aren't even happening, just things we're thinking about.
Yeah, and you got to understand, like, when these things do happen, we have to control ourselves. We have to understand that, shit happens. That saying, shit happens. And you have to learn how to control yourself, because you'll find yourself lashing out at people around you
For no reason.
Definitely no reason for that person that you're lashing out against. Nobody should be subjected to that, because you can't control your feelings and emotions.
Yep.
I remember I was on a trip, and a friend of mine, got upset over something small and minute. And like, they was so upset, and they just lashed out at everybody and just like went off. And I'm like, yo, you need to control your emotions. Like, control your emotions, because
Just stress themselves out.
you stressed yourself. You ain't doing nothing but working yourself up, like, about over something that's external. Something that's not even here in this moment. And so you don't work yourself out about something that's going on miles away, that you're ruining the moment and the friendships and the times that you're having presently.
And you stressing us out now.
Yeah, big time, because I was pissed. You know what I mean? Now you stressing us out. It's a guy, he breaks it down like how you should control your stress and all that stuff. I want y'all to tap into that video. Let's pull him up.
People who are stressed can't control their minds. It's that simple. If you can't learn to relax while things are going wrong, you'll never be able to deal with stress. It'll plague you until you die, and you'll inflict the consequences of it onto everyone you meet. People who are stressed tend to be abrupt, they tend to be rude, they tend to be aggressive. And it's simply because they cannot control their own minds. Shit always happens. Things always go wrong. This is the world we live in. You are 100% responsible for your mind and how it operates in the world. If you are wound up, it is because you have wound you up. It wasn't what happened outside of you that wound you up. It was you.
So like I just said, like, you done let a whole external factor wound you up. Now you like uncontrollable. Now you abrupt. Now you being rude and mean and lashing out. And it's like, yo, get yourself together.
Get it together.
Get yourself together. Like, you control you. Don't let no one else or any outside, because there's a lot of things that we can't control. Like we just went through, health issues, family and relationship problems, societal expectations, uncontrollable events like natural disasters. There's enough that's happening that we can't control. So don't let something that you can control like just really just throw you off balance. You know,
And you can control how you respond.
yes, you can.
You can control that. So I know a lot of people will see something like this and be like, oh, that's not right, because if somebody does something to me, then I deserve, or the tyranny I should be able to do whatever I want because they offended me. But it's just a matter of you having a sense of self-control and understanding that, no, for your best interest, maintain. Because again, as we said, being stressed out, it has both a psychological and a physiological. So
yes,
again, I would imagine a lot of men endure, a lot of health issues because of stress.
Yeah,
pent up stress.
Yeah, we're not able to speak about it, talk about it. Get it out there, vent about it, because we always have to.
Same thing with women though. Like I'm pretty sure they got a lot of pent up stress and aggression because again, we do not have control. So going back to a podcast I did again with the young lady, it was realizing, I could agree with her on the point of what he's talking about, and that's what I'm referring to when I'm saying self-governance. Having a sense of self-control, controlling your mind, controlling your emotions. Like that's what I'm referring to specifically. And if you have two individuals with this level of self-governance, in my opinion, I believe that they can make a lot of progress in life together, moving forward. As long as their vision for the future is in alignment and their values are in alignment, as long as both individuals are able to maintain that sense of self-control, controlling mind, controlling stress, controlling emotions, and they will be able to move forward and make progress.
Right.
Because life will still be happening, but again, they'll be prepared to handle it when it does.
So to sum it all up, and how you respond, it's all about how you respond. And I want to read this. While some stresses are inevitable, how you perceive and react to them determines whether stress controls you or you control it. Mindfulness, self-care, and problem-solving strategies can help minimize stress, even in difficult situations. So while stress isn't always self-inflicted, a significant portion of it comes from our mindset, our habits, and our choices.
Yes.
So just always keep that in mind. That, like you said, is how we react to it and how we choose to get through it, and making choices of being mindful to be aware of self-care.
Yeah.
I try to have myself a self-care because I my head big enough. See how big my head is. So a lot of shit going on in this motherfucker. So I got to have 2 self-care days, one for me and one for my head. But you got to have those self-care days where you're relaxing, go to the gym, go exercise, go sit in the jacuzzi. If it's something like I like to, little fun fact people don't know about me, I like to color. My sister actually buys.
I like to draw.
My sister actually buys me coloring books to this day, and I sit there and I color because it's very
relaxing.
Therapeutic for me.
Very therapeutic, just like drawing. Right.
I remember I was in Colombia, and of course my sister, she always has everything that you need. She had these water paints and these pictures that you could paint with watercolors, and I sit there and everybody was like, "Wow," because I'm usually boisterous, loud, having a good time. They like, I can't believe you were sitting here I'm like, because this shit just takes over. It's like a zen. It's like I'm in the zone and it's like peaceful. So you got to know what works for you. Like, what are those things that bring you peace? What are those things that put you at ease? And we really need to tap into those things on a regular basis, because there's unforeseen stresses and that's coming at us that we probably don't even perceive, but it's just still because we're so used to living in this life and living in this world. It's constantly building up, so you gotta debrief and you gotta get that stuff up off you and have those moments of self-reflection, self-care, and realize how to solve problems, and not be as confrontational, and all these things that helps minimize stress. So like you said, it's heavily dealing with your mindset, your habits,